She's a homemaker, don't you know? She'll teach you how to cook and sew, and how to wield a hammer. It's the June the Homemaker Show.
In order for your bread to rise, the key thing is it has to be in a relatively warm area. It's not sticking to your hands anymore. The other thing for when you want to let your bread rise is the surface to be moist so that the surface doesn't dry out. Pretty close. You grab it together, you pull it apart, you bring your hands together, good, and then you do it again. The thing about that sort of technique is it gets all the sticky parts out.
And he makes fun of me for loving bread.
I love bread.
It's kind of a thing. Roll, 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 roll the bread. Roll, 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 roll the bread. Roll that bread.
It's getting really nice. A couple of things here we can do, but generally we're going to split it up.
Like a wishbone?
Like a wishbone. Be equal.
How do we do?
Pretty good. Make them to a ball. We want to play this a little bit safe. We want ours to be able to rise, so we need the surface of it to be a little bit damp. So, we're going to run the water, and we're going to sprinkle water on the surface.
He's been baptized.
I'm baptized. I'm Jewish. And then we spread the water all around, so it's just a little bit damp. Then, we're going to cover it in our saran wrap.
Do I need another piece for mine, or can they live under the same house?
They can live under the same house. And we're going to let it sit.
And rise.
We'll be back in about half an hour to 45 minutes. Holy moly.
Oh, that is awesome. We did a good job then, huh?
Uh-huh.
Our bread rose a lot.
Yes, it's not done rising actually. We're here at the midway point of the rising. I'm going to do my fancy thing, and we're going to now put these under a cloth. I am going to preheat the oven now to 450 degrees.
Wow.
Yes, a lot of recipes call for 350, not this one. Well, I'm going to take one of these. There's a little bit of flour left in here, so we're going to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Spread it around. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle from the mess we made earlier.
I feel it's really smooth.
Like a baby's bottom.
That's actually what it says in the directions.
Smooth as a bambino's behind. They're little bubbles.
All it is carbon dioxide that the yeast is making.
But if you want it to be a super airy dough, then you don't want to squeeze them all out, right?
That's true.
Can I grate you some cheese? I love grating cheese.
Bricks of cheese are cheaper than sliced cheese.
True. If you go to a supermarket and compare, it doesn't take that long to grate cheese, and also, most of the time, it keeps longer. This is going to be about a cup of cheese.
And in the meantime, I got a can of jalapeno peppers.
He has opened the can and drained them.
The thing about using jalapeno peppers as an ingredient is they usually are wet. So what that means for your dough is it's going to be more moist than necessary. Right now I'm spreading this out.
Almost like pizza
Almost
or
like
pie crust.
You can use the gravity to...
The gravity.
Along
with the Google and the YouTube.
If you use gravity to stretch it stretches out a lot more evenly. Once we stretch that out, we're going to use this can's worth, 4 ounces of jalapeno peppers. I roll up the jalapeno peppers. It's going to make this very slimy.
Oh, it made a farting noise.
Yeah. We have to knead the dough to make sure that the jalapeno peppers are all mixed in and everything.
What about the cheese?
The cheese, we're not going to put straight in. You can put it in. It will change the texture of it, but we're going to put this right on top. So you're going to knead yours. Might have some from our accident.
Our accident, he says. Like he's not the one who dumped the flour all over the table.
It's our show. Since we are using these gushy jalapeno peppers, we're going to make this dough wet again, which means we're going to probably need more flour for this one.
So I just knead this, like I always see people knead bread dough on TV.
Yes.
This is actually really smooth dough. I'm kind of proud of myself given that I have never done this before.
And this is turning to be really slimy.
Well, don't get your jalapenos all over my bread, which is pure as the driven snow, just like my virtue.
Here is the driven homemaker. Probably would have worked better if I mixed it in before I made it into a water dough.
That's all I really need to do?
Yeah. You want to wet the dough again, about as much as before, and then cover it with one of the handy-dandy cloths.
Pat, pat, pat. Cute and moist. I'm going to put it under this. Oh wait, no, this one should be yours.
Why? Oh.
And I'm going to put it under this handy dandy towel. Hooray for the June the Homemaker show and experimenting.
It'll be a bigger mess to clean up, but whatever. It'll be delicious. Bread is best when it is fresh.
It costs less than buying bread at the store, and also it tastes better in a way that it is delicious and tastes better a lot.
Like the jalapenos are actually sticking in there. Awesome. Now we're going to do something a little fancy. We're going to do a twist. In order to make the twist, we want to make our dough long and thin.
I'm supervising. You're a braver man than I am, Dunvedan.
See, it's getting long and thin. This one is going to need some serious... That actually looks good to me.
It's in a little twist.
We're not going to put the cheese on though. Because I added more flour to it, I added a little bit too much flour. And if I don't add water, then the surface will get dry. That's not good.
Cover that with your little Israeli flag towel.
My Israeli flag towel. We're going to let this rise for another half hour or so.
Okay.
And then in the meantime, you're going to prep our pans. There's a couple things you can do. There's a lot of people that will put cornmeal on it. So that's what they put on like pizza. But we're not going to do that because we just spray.
Now is the pan prepped?
Now the pan's prepped.